So as mentioned in the previous video, cryptocurrencies are not something physical, not something you can actually hold in your hands. The information is digital and they are stored online within this thing called a blockchain. I was telling you how banks use computerized systems in order to track accounts and know who owns what. By doing so, they make sure the value of the fiat money remains the same. Otherwise, it will be a real mess. If, for example, I have only $1,000 in my account, it doesn't make any sense that I'll be able to transfer $2,000 to any other account. Even though this money is only digital, the system will not allow me to do so. Unless, of course, I have some kind of credit from the bank, but this is something else. What's important here is the concept. Now, it might sound obvious to you, but because we are dealing with a digital money, it's extremely important. The smallest loophole might destroy all the value of a currency. Otherwise, people would have found the way to add a zero or a decimal point to their transactions. In the cryptocurrencies world, we don't have the banks or the other third parties to do this type of monitoring for us. But there's definitely a need for a mechanism with similar functionality. And this is exactly where blockchain comes into play and provides a great solution. So what is a blockchain? Blockchain is a public ledger which stores the information of all transactions of the related crypto. The blockchain knows who owns what and how much of any particular currency. It also changes anytime transactions are made, while updates are sent to be applied. So if, for example, you own one Bitcoin and then you decide to send it to your mom just because you love her or any other reason, an update will be sent and the ledger will reflect the changes immediately. Now you will not be able to spend more than the half Bitcoin that was left in your account. So as we said, all of the transactions, meaning every time money changes hands, are sent to the ledger as updates. Any update is called a block and is added to all previous updates or blocks. Together they create the blockchain. A good question to be asked is, how do we know that all data in the ledger is correct, secured and reliable? I mean, theoretically, it should not be so difficult for one to manipulate the numbers so that, for example, he can use the same Bitcoin twice. So what prevents people from doing that? The answer is that there is a large amount of copies for this public ledger over the internet. They are located in computer devices, different part of the world, and anytime a transaction is made, it must go through several copies of the ledger and be approved. Only when a sufficient confirmation is made, the changes take place and the transaction is on. That way, all the copies keep being synchronized. This process called mining. And this is what we'll discuss in the next video.